The topic that I would like to talk about today is whether collegiate athletes should be paid. From the viewpoint of the universities and the colleges that are going to be having to pay for these athletes, most of them aren't too fond of this idea because of, I believe, the fact that it's more money. As you know, the world and big organizations such as these universities revolve around making money and doing what they can to invest and grow. And the fact that they would have to pay athletes who are already on scholarship more money, I don't think they're very fond of that. Um, another reason why universities do not want to pay collegiate athletes is the fact they think that they're the same as other students. So other students don't get extra funding or whatever. They get whatever academic scholarship that they have, and so be it. And so the fact that collegiate athletes feel like they should get more, um, most universities aren't too fond of that. And there's actually a poll that shows that professors and other high class people in universities do not agree with this idea. And I feel like the idea is very great, and I feel like it could really help, especially being a college athlete. I feel like it can help or whatever. That brings me to my next, being a collegiate athletes. From that viewpoint, I feel like it will really help. Being on scholarship, most collegiate athletes are on full scholarship, especially if they're going to a bigger school. But the scholarship can only do so much. Most of the time, the scholarship just takes care of books and other school fundings or whatever. But being an athlete and going to school, it's hard to be able to take care of the other things that you need in your dorm, like food and stuff like that, your essential stuff that you need. Not being able to get an outside job because you're so busy. Being able to get a monthly check or just enough income to be able to get things like that would be very beneficial. So I know being in this circumstance right now is very hard. Being a college athlete here at UTPB, part of the football team, and I'm on scholarship and everything, but the scholarship can only do so much. And going to class, going to practice, and weights and other things like that is very hard for me to be able to get an outside job and make enough money for me to get my groceries and other essential needs that I need. So, getting funding from the government for just athletes that are on full scholarship, and there can be different circumstances to it, different I guess rules and regulations. Athletes have to have a certain GPA or take a certain amount of hours and stuff like that. That's understandable. They can set different rules for it, but I just feel like it would be very, very, very beneficial to athletes, and I feel like the NCAA should look into it a lot more because I think it would be greatly appreciated to those who do receive it. And in the long run, I feel like universities and everything will eventually understand how much better it would be if they were able to, fund different athletes and stuff like that. Because I mean, it'll not only will it help these athletes, but it'll bring more positive publicity to these universities as well. So, funding for athletes, I believe is a great idea, and I feel like it should be looked into a lot more by the NCAA and the government and different universities, and possibly change and happen in the future.